And I might be taking the whole thing apart because I really need to shuffle things around to get that top. I need that top shelf empty. And you will see why in a few minutes. Hello, howdy, and welcome. It's time for another plant update. I'm Catherine, the Aerogarden homesteader. The lettuce is still looking great. I have been harvesting from it actually pretty heavily lately because, you know, we had burrito bowls and I had a nice big salad and it's all good. It's all good. I love lettuce. The lettuce is winding down. The kale is looking great. This one, the one that I cut the top off, I don't know if you can really see. It's like it's trying to form a new grow head from the top here. There you go. You see, these two leaves have really shot up. The ones on the sides have really shot out. I think what I need to do is actually take these, the last, there's 5 of these big leaves off. Probably need to take the last 5 of them off and see if we can push out a lot more side growth and get this bushier. So this one was the experiment to see what would happen, and it did what I hoped it would do, but it is still kind of growing straight up, which is okay, except I've got the lettuce in here and I don't want to raise the light any higher because the lettuce will get affected. And this kale is actually a little smaller than this one. I had hoped it would stunt the growth on this one just a little bit, and it didn't. So, and the leaves look a little different. They are a little less wrinkly, which doesn't matter to me. I don't know if that's just that leaf, kind of, you know, the first couple that came out, because if you look inside, this new one here looks super wrinkly, so I don't know. We'll see. It is always a we will see, because sometimes I never know what's going to happen. Okay, the cabbage. Oh my gosh. Every week the cabbage, oh my goodness, it's forming a head. It's actually closing up in there. Oh, that's so cool. I didn't notice that just yet. Okay, what's this one doing? This one is still doing its little frilly leaf thing in the center, but it's starting to close up. Oh, so cool. Now, I think it is growing a little slower than it would if it were outside. I don't know if that's just a nutrient issue, a space issue. It has been starting to guzzle a lot more water lately. I've noticed the water level has declined a little faster than usual, so it is drinking more, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Probably means it's growing well if it's drinking more. So, again, we'll see. We'll see how long it takes. We're on day 133 according to the Aerogarden itself. So it's probably slightly more than that because I think I started these in the sprout with the harvest with the seed tray. So, but still, it's good enough. Okay, I know I keep saying I need to harvest this, and I think I've got it on the schedule for next week. So, and I might be taking the whole thing apart because I really need to shuffle things around to get that top. I need that top shelf empty, and you will see why in a few minutes. This is the Anaheim. It's doing great. I really need to harvest it and find out how spicy it is. The one in the back is starting to change color. It's a lot smaller. It's almost like it's stunted a little bit. And these ones are doing okay, which I cannot remember what these ones were. I'll have to look it up. It's actually kind of outgrowing the bounds of the light right now. But I want my little tiny cherry tomato to get some light. So it kind of needs to stay where it is right now. It's doing pretty good. I don't know if you can see. It's pushing out some new growth here on the side, down here at the bottom, so that's always good. Does mean I can probably take out some of these spent branches so I can open up space for these new ones that are coming in. So not too bad. It's a dwarf cherry tomato, and I've already gotten 2 harvests out of it, and this is you can see the 3rd one coming up, and there's also some new ones. I don't know if those ones will go. They kind of look like they're a little on the stunted side. But, woohoo, look at this. I don't know if you can see right where my finger is, there's more leaves, or more flowers coming in. So that's cool. So, the other tomatoes. They are pushing out a lot of new growth as well. I have upped their feed, so I probably should have done this a while back, because they are looking a lot better. I think it needed it a while back. I have been giving them 30 ml every 2 weeks. So right now I'm still staying on the Harvest Garden feed schedule, but I do wonder if I should be giving them maybe 15 ml every week instead of 30 every 2 weeks. And then I can monitor the plants, and if I start seeing signs of them going downhill, give them a bit more immediately. Look at that, more new growth. And I just noticed there's a tomato back here that is starting to ripen. That is cool. My son has been begging me for salsa. So he doesn't like it spicy, so I can't use any of these nice jalapeno peppers. But I did pick one the other day, and I put it in corn salsa. So this plant is doing really good. It is, like I said, it's not a dwarf plant, so I think it's supposed to be dwarf fruit. Because this plant is, it's actually looking really good. This one's been getting a feed and a half, so 30 ml every 2 weeks as well. The tomato here is also getting the same treatment, a feed and a half, 30 ml every 2 weeks. And it is suddenly, I don't know if you see this, it's suddenly pushing out a lot of new growth. It is, you know what, I might have to top that. Which is a shame because I can see a lot of flower buds in here. Maybe I can try to bend this back under the trellis like I've done in the past. But, whew, boy, it's getting out of hand. Look at that. Boy. Okay, and then finally, this pepper is also getting 30 ml every 2 weeks. And look, it's putting out a lot of new growth and new flowers, which is awesome. I feel bad for the one down there. I am thinking, though, that when I take out the leeks, I might see if I can try to move this pepper plant and maybe the cherry tomato to their own bounty and see if I can get them a little more space. But we'll see. As it stands, the leaves, they might have the spider mites. It's hard to tell. The spider mites have slowly been making their way across, which is a shame. But I'm going to get a pretty good harvest out of tomatoes. They are starting to soften up this time, so I can definitely feel it with the romas. Not so much with these round ones, but the romas are definitely, oh yeah, okay, we might need to pick that for salsa. Okay, the broccoli. I hope the fan isn't causing any problems. Okay, the broccoli. Broccoli is looking pretty good. I've been going through and slowly thinning out some of the stalk. So you see this stalk here? If I follow it down, it kind of looks like it's got nothing growing off of it until I get further down. So I could, in theory, pull that out and, yeah, it's not even got anything growing off it. So I just kind of like, if there's nothing in the way, it's a little hard to show, but I just bend it and it just snaps down at the base. Then I can just twist it out. It seems to be the easiest way because these are rather woody, but that just frees up a little bit more space and lets in more light. So I've been kind of going through and doing that. So it does reduce the height a little bit near the top, which is good, because that's as far as the light will go. Reduce the height of this one as well. Oh, you can see that. So, but I do have to keep on top of them because some of them do start doing the, well, it looks like I'm going to flower type thing. So might be time for another salad. But yeah, it just keeps pushing out more and more growth. So this is definitely a winner if you want to plant like a broccoli that just keeps on going. The leeks. The leeks are doing their leek thing. Like I said, I've got a scheduled to take them out next week. So hopefully I can get to that. I got a little bit of extra chicken broth sitting around, so I can make a nice leek soup with it. Okay, and then more lettuce. So the lettuce is doing good, and like I said, kind of been harvesting a little hard from these last 2 days. So, but they're still doing pretty good. They're still kind of flat Rosetta style. This one is starting to get a little taller. So this one might be going next. And then these two, no, I was going to take them out, but they started looking pretty good on the inside, and I don't know if that's because I finally put the fan up on more jars. I had more jars that I could put it up on, so I got it up higher so it can actually reach this level better. And this one looks a lot better. It's closer to the fan. This one's been looking pretty good as well, but it does have, still has a little bit of, you know, that calcium deficiency type thing. It's an airflow problem. So I can't remember what it's called now. All of a sudden I'm drawing a blank, but the tip rot is, it's been getting better, but it still has a little bit of it. So And finally, last but not least, is the kale. It's looking pretty good. It has not outgrown the bounds of the harvest yet. So I do feel like a harvest would be a good one to start kale in if you plan on just like eating it fast and hard and not letting it go for as long as I have. I probably honestly planted a little too much kale. I don't think I'm as much of a kale fan as I thought I was. I seem to only eat it in salads. So I know there are other ways to eat it, and I was planning on making a chicken soup and putting some kale in, just chopping it up fine. So I will look into doing that. That will probably help use up some of the, at least the 5 leaves I gotta take off that other one. So, I don't think these are doing any good. I feel like the soil just keeps drying out too fast, and it's just not happy. I've got like one or two that still have like the tiny little green leaf, but they just haven't gotten any bigger, so I don't know that they're actually growing or not. I don't know, the root's still down there, so yeah. I moved this is chive, I moved it closer to the center of this pot to help it get a little bit bigger and stronger. I don't know if that was detrimental to it or not. This is the rosemary. Seems like it's doing pretty good. It looks like I got a few more coming in down there at the bottom, so that's okay. I could always use more rosemary. And then the seedlings. These are the seedlings that we started. I started them last week. So they are just starting to come up. Mostly the onion. Here, let me get this fan out of the way. Okay. So, this is an update on the seedlings. I got one pesky one back there that just hasn't started coming up yet, but these ones are getting pretty close to me being able to take this humidity dome off. So what I might do is that one in the back, I'll just put its little individual dome on it and open these ones up. Now, the drawback to that is I will need to monitor moisture levels a lot more carefully once I take this dome off, because it will just burn through water with the fan sitting right there. So that is the update of my outside garden that is starting up, as well as the winding down of the inside garden. I really hope you've been following along with this with me, or plan on following along. It has been a lot of fun. I've actually gotten a lot more food than I expected, to the point where I'm not quite sure what to do with some of it, and some of it has been sitting for a little too long. So yeah, it was kind of unexpected. So I really hope you give this a try. If nothing else, make sure you're subscribed and you like this video so you can always find it for future reference. And I will see you next time on the Aerogarden Homestead.